So I'm glad he's been thinking it through, and like I didn't have to suggest it to him.
Oh, that's really
Good. Because he said, well, because I'll get down there. I do have some friends I want to see, but without your mother, I think it won't be good. So I'm up here, my brother's here, my aunt's here.
Yeah.
And I've been getting together with like lots of friends and different people. We're doing dinners and lunches and all with all these different people because I wanted to see everybody before he goes back to Florida. And now I think that kind of woke him up to the fact that there's so many people up here that he can count on.
Wonderful.
Like, so, okay, whatever it didn't work. Like,
it's great.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful for you. What a great year it's going to be.
Yeah.
So welcome everybody. Today is affirmations for success. So we're going to get started with that. So we have a few people here and then we'll see if anybody's going to join us online. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my screen share and
If I move around so you can be in it, Dawn.
Oh, need to be in
I'm
it.
going to be documented that you're part of the session.
No. That's fine. Thanks anyway. Your makeup looks really pretty.
Thank you.
all right, so my Google
You
Drive.
see, I'm perfectly coiffed and made up every day. Work. Yeah, right.
Me too.
Only when I'm going somewhere.
Okay, so the announcements. I know that there's been a bunch of, hi, Carol.
Hi.
Hi, Carol.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Good to see you. Welcome. So today we're doing affirmations for success, but our announcements is next week. I know we met last week, and that was because of me that I had to reschedule. Because of the holiday, we had to do a little smushing. So that's why. So next week is really about the holiday, and then the following week, obviously, we're not going to do it because it's the holiday. So it's just healthy for the holidays. So, but always a good topic. It's just really about how we're going to strategize. That's really what it's about. We're gonna deliberately create so we can have the holidays, and like you deliberately created that experience. So good for you. We're just talking about her and her father. And then we do have a retreat overview for our Italy retreat on Sunday at 4:00. There's a possibility, just because there hasn't been a lot of people that are coming in person that wanted to come online. It might only be online, but we will let you know tomorrow. We'll let you know for sure. So if you want that, you have that ability. So what are affirmations? Basically, affirmations are focus of energy. It's really about that. It's about us knowing and letting our body and our mind all collaborate and be like, that's what we want. It just helps us that process of co-creating. It's about being positive. It's about being self-empowered. When we use affirmations, we can achieve whatever we want. We really can, because when we believe it, we can see it, right? It's just the way. And Joanne, I saw her smirking because she's been using one, and it's too broad. Her body, her brain is not able to it's not enough. And because generally that effort, it is working. She does make healthy choices.
Yeah, every morning I say, I make healthy choices. I make healthy choices. Every day I say it. And then every day I make unhealthy choices about what I eat. I'm like, I make healthy choices, but I'm just not making them.
That's a good
But
start.
she does them in other ways, and how you spend your money, how you spend your days, how you collaborate with your family, your niece, your father. You do make healthy choices. You set boundaries, right? But this one aspect. So we were talking before we got started. Maybe it's like, I nourish myself with healthy foods, right? And if she was more tuned in, let's see. We'll ask her in a few weeks how she does.
I like that one.
So, and then what I've learned about affirmations is, because I remember I was in college and I met Louise Hayes, who I look at her as the mother of affirmations, right? And I would have a lined paper, and I would just write them over and over and over and over and over, like really, because I didn't grow up in an environment of knowing anything about self-help, or there was no inner reflection. You are who you are, it is the way it is, right? Like, so anyway, for me that was a big deal. But then as I got more into it, years later, I learned that you have to it's Carol, we have to be in there and feel it, imagine it. Like, it's not just about writing it. And because sometimes, when you did that, I don't know in school if you guys do that anymore, but if you did something bad in school,
I
you
was
had to.
thinking that they don't do that
Write
anymore.
it
My gosh, I'd
25
be
times.
fired. But they
You
used to do
had to
that.
write things
Like, I
over
will
and
not talk
over
in class. I will
again.
not talk. Oh my God,
My
I've
mom
written that
used to
so
make
much.
me sit at the kitchen table and write stuff if I was fresh.
But remember, you're
Yeah.
doing just go back to the time you did that. And you're just doing it. You're not even
Right.
doing it. Like, you're not even present. You're somewhere else, right? That's not what we want affirmations to be. Affirmations are, yes, you can write them down if that works for you, because it's another, if you are very tactile, that will work. But sometimes, like Joanne's, like, she could say it, but you also want to like see it. Like, I nourish myself with healthy foods. We
Yeah.
see the broccoli, we see the piece of salmon, we see the quinoa. Okay, there we go. And then, oh yeah, no, I'm going to keep that in the cabinet. Not coming in the house, right? Like, we're going to be able to be more visual. Is basically where I want to go with that. So basically what we're going to do is, this is going to be a very another self-reflective activity. Basically, what I'm going to move this here so you can see what is something that you're struggling with. And, it can be making healthy food choices, right? That could be what it is. Like,
But I hope that that's going to be going away, because I think a lot of that was about worrying about my dad, leaving him in Florida. Then what would I do? He's so far away. And now that he's staying here, I'm like, okay, I should be able to.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
really
should
a
be able to
great
eat
thought.
better.
That's really
Stress,
good.
stress.
so if we could, I just want to like really, because sometimes we can do these meetings or we could go to a class and we just go with it. Well, I'll do that later. No, I don't need to. But we do have time, which we've been blessed as much as like me. I'm like, oh, I wish everybody was here, but they're not, right? So we're blessed with what we have. So we have the ability that we can actually work in kind of like a small group instead of like partners. So so let's do that. Like, what's something that you're struggling with? And I'll say mine, and I'll start with mine is struggling with moving into the unknown in my future. What is my life going to look like in my finances and my stability, right? That's where I'm looking at. So that's one of the things. Now, if we're going to just go around and everybody say something that you're struggling with.
I really am struggling with wise food choices. I am. And like my blood work came back and it was a couple things were out of whack, and it had been a while since those were. So I want to get that back.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing.
I've been struggling for a few months now with, I'll eat healthy stuff, but then I'll also eat the unhealthy stuff.
Exactly. That's
So
what
I
I'm
feel
feeling.
good. At least I have some vegetables in my diet. Like, I didn't get rid of them completely. But yeah, I've been eating a lot of processed junk. It's not good at all. But I'm ready to turn
Okay.
that corner.
That's
Me
good.
too.
Yours is the same.
Yeah.
So okay, there's the
Like
theme
all
here.
summer, just bad. Just since my sister.
Are ready to take control.
I don't know.
Yes,
I am. You are?
I am.
Look at
You're with
these,
us, Dawn?
Oh,
Oh, Carol.
Carol, you're next. You're up. What are you struggling with?
I'm struggling with the healthy food choices, and I've been doing much better since I met with you, but I'm still struggling and I need to get back on track the way I was before. And yes, that's definitely it, getting back on track.
Okay, so now we're gonna go around and we're gonna do this again. And we're gonna like to see what are we doing to overcome it. And this time I'm not gonna ask you to just list one thing. And we have a lot of paper here if you want to take notes on ideas that somebody's doing that you might want to put into your world. So what am I doing to overcome what I'm doing? So I've started to journal and I'm writing what the worst things that can happen. I guess I better give a little clarity, but this is all between us because has not been out in the world, but I'm working on my relationship with my husband, right? So I'm writing in my journal, like, what would be the worst thing that can happen to me? So, and then I have a list, and believe it or not, It's not that bad, but still, like I have to keep doing it and keep overcoming. So that's me. I'm journaling.
I'm sorry. Can you-
Yeah.
Um,
And then everybody will just go around and we'll do that a few different things.
All right. Well, every I still have a routine in the morning, so every morning I say my affirmation, which now I realize is too broad because my affirmation has always been, I am worthy at work for this round, because I've changed it. I am worthy of a healthy life, but I think that's too broad for me. So that's what, every morning I do that and I read my positive quotes and then I head off to work.
Great. This is great. Okay, so she's doing her morning routine. She's reading her affirmation and reading positive quotes. Beautiful. And was able to right there identify, an addition that she can do. Joanne, what are you doing?
I am starting off my day positively by saying my affirmations, saying my gratitude items, having my morning supplements, and then my lemon water. I do all of that every day,
That's great. That's great.
thinking I'm starting off good. But I know it's gonna go downhill.
Let's see if we can figure out those gaps today. And Dawn, what are you doing to overcome?
I don't know.
Cha-cha this morning.
I did cha-cha.
Yeah.
An electric slide.
And the electric slide. So you're dancing. This is
I'm
good.
dancing. That's true.
Carol, you?
Since I saw you, whenever I saw you, like last Thursday, whatever, I've done my morning routine. I've gotten back on that. I've done my affirmation. And I definitely have done my gratitude, said the gratitude. I'm very positive, and that's really, I'm starting to feel a lot better. I mean, I was not feeling well at all. It's bloated.
Good. So it's only been less than a week and you're already feeling better. That's great.
Yes.
So let's see if we could do another round. Now, hopefully there's other things, but if not, it's okay. We're gonna go that next step is like what we can do to overcome it. So what else am I doing to overcome it? Trusting and having faith. That's mine.
I'm preparing like the food that I bring into school, so that is every day, like I have healthy stuff. So I don't know where I go off track, somewhere in the afternoon.
You hit that wall
Mm.
in the afternoon.
I do my prep. Like the other day, I made all my dishes that are now in the fridge, and I just scoop out what I want and microwave it. And
Great.
It's easy, right? I do that.
Oh, that's nice.
But where I go is into Dollar General. That's where I go wrong. Like while I'm out, I'll pull in there and of course get,
One of these.
yeah,
Yeah,
One of these.
or a pack of those,
yeah.
canister of this. Yeah. And I don't know why, like I didn't do that for the longest time. Like, why am I now going to that store? And they're
keep
popping up
saying
everywhere
that to
now.
myself, like, why can't I get that mindset that I had when I was finding so much success? Like I keep
Yeah.
looking for it and I can't grasp it again. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I want to grasp
Yeah,
that
who was that woman
mindset.
that was doing so
Yeah,
well? right?
I just can't. I want to do, but I just can't. Like it's there, but I can't grab onto it. So that's my problem. That's really my problem.
All right, let's see if we can figure that out.
And I have
What are you doing?
to, well, I have to do some stuff.
Okay. So,
And there's a lot of junk in my house because my husband and son eat badly. And then it's there and I'll take Oreo. Yeah, it's there all the time. And it's hard.
so right now, there's anything else that
So
you
I
could-
isolate to get away from it in my room. And that's not good.
Hmm.
But I mean, I don't know what else to do. To get away from it.
So are you able to isolate and not eat it?
Yeah, if I stay
Yeah,
in my
oh,
room, I'm
maybe
not.
stay in your room.
Yeah, but that's like being a
Okay, so is there anything else that
Positive.
you're doing currently besides dancing for your healthy food choices?
Well, I have got to start walking and climbing steps because I understand this place is steps, 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 and more steps. That's what I have heard. Is this true?
That
thanks,
what
that's
are you
nice.
talking about?
What, please?
The Italy.
Oh, that's what you're pointing at.
Oh,
Someone
okay.
told me I'm not gonna make it if I'm not in shape. Somebody told me you will not.
Okay, so you will make it. There, we
Right.
will accommodate you to wherever, and you can do as much as you
Okay.
want. We are not. We were. I mean, I won't keep you long where we
Right.
were, but we were up in a convent, and we, if you wanted to go to the water and go down in the little town, you had to walk down and then walk back up. So that was a
Right.
walk.
Yeah.
But now we're down, so
Okay.
there's no reason for
Oh,
you.
okay, good.
There's no
to
reason
worry
for
about
you to
that.
go up.
Okay, good.
When we go to the different towns, you get to choose. Do you want to,
Okay.
how far do you want to walk?
Right.
You want to
Okay,
see
good.
more, you're gonna be in better shape. But I would look at that as a motivation.
Yeah.
Like
to
when I
enjoy
hike the
it more.
500 miles, like, okay, so think about that. That's daunting. I'm gonna walk 500 miles in 40 days. Would you
Right.
think I was gonna like not walk and just think the first day when I got there, I was gonna walk 22 miles? No, I prepared. I made sure I mapped it out. I took the calendar, and that's the same
Right.
thing. You know,
Right.
you have, I'm gonna get in shape and I'm gonna
Yeah.
start, but the thing is, 10% increase every week,
Right. Not all at once.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what you can do.
Okay.
So think about if there's anything else that you're doing or what you could do. Carol, what else are you doing besides your positive morning routine that you have?
Well, yesterday I went for a walk. I was
Oh.
still at the beach. I walked the boardwalk for like about an hour. I sat down a couple times, and watched the ocean. It was so gorgeous yesterday.
Nice.
It was just beautiful. And so that's one thing. But I want to prepare the meals. I want to start planning. I'm back with Lisa. I know what to do, and I don't know why I can't get back on track like I was before. And I think I have to take it in small steps. Like I've got the morning routine down now with the vitamins. Well, those I sort of always had, but the lemon water and doing it, and the gratitude makes a huge difference when you think the positive. And I read my little affirmation. But I don't know if my affirmation, it's really good. Health is your wealth, but maybe it needs to even be stronger, because I read that, but yet then sometimes I go off track. So, and I have that in both houses of my mirror. But I think I just need to get back on track. And I think preparing the meals ahead will be very helpful. And I have not, because of traveling and stuff, and I was away this weekend, I didn't print off the recipes, and that I will do tomorrow, actually.
Okay, good.
So plan.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. She's doing
Yeah,
this,
planning.
more a meal plan. So let's, we're gonna pivot since it's just all of us. It's not a lot of us. We're gonna stop right here. Let's talk about, this is a little bit nutrition related, but it sounds to me like you all are having issues with getting back on track. And it feels like it, to me, this is what I hear, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you all are getting in your river, and instead of allowing the boat to go downstream, you're turning it upstream and you're trying to go upstream. Is that what it feels like?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Georgia, can I ask you, is it because it's getting colder? I don't know, the change of season. I don't know.
I mean, changes season in the regard of you remembering your past. Yes, I think in that regard. I don't necessarily think you necessarily crave things because of the season. But what I do think, so I hear that you're struggling going upstream, but I think this is a belief that I have, that the more that you eat the foods that are off the plan, your body, believe it or not, as much as we don't think it, we can't see it. But remember, the latest research talks about the human microbiome. And if you haven't, maybe you want to research it a little bit more, the Human Genome Project, so you can really get a handle about what I'm talking about. There are these little bacteria. There's more of these bacteria than we have as blood cells, right? There's a lot more of them, but these little bacteria determine our well-being. And when we eat those foods that are not, they don't nurture our bodies the best, they have their own little desires and appetites. So if it's a sugar, right? If it's a something, what would you get from the Dollar General?
You really want to know?
I do.
Devil dogs?
Devil dogs,
Love it.
I
Um,
like them.
Pringles.
Pringles.
Oh, I love Pringles.
Mhm.
The other day
Okay.
I got the caramels with the white cream in the middle, you know, the Getz caramels.
Okay, so this is a perfect example, at least for her. What about you? What could
If
you
I
give me?
walked into a dollar store,
Yeah,
good and plenty's.
Ew.
I love licorice.
I do
I'm a
too.
licorice. lover.
All right, so good and plenty. What about you? Would you like, what are
My-
you eating now? That's
That I like, I can't stop like is peanut butter.
peanut butter.
Oh,
okay.
Reese's.
I just can't. Yeah, and sometimes I
love the
I
Reese's
get the
cups.
peanut butter and dunk it in chocolate chips.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, so
So
hers
awful.
could be a matter
so awful.
of,
No, it's not.
no, hers could be the chocolate chips, of course, combination. Food allergy, food sensitivity, something like that, because sometimes we crave what we're sensitive to the
Really?
most. So sometimes if you gave it up for a month or so, maybe even a little longer, and then go back to it, it might not be so intense. I mean, that's the
That's
best
good.
way I could say we could do a test, but we don't need to spend $199 just for that, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
So, but let's go back to good and plenty, caramels with the cream, Pringles and Devil Dog. Those are foods that are made in a factory, and literally that's what they're designed. Those scientists know how to make our brains want to go back and eat them day after day after day, to crave them and make us want to eat them and then have the second one and more and more and more. Now, every time, believe it or not, those bacteria, like they want to survive, they want to live. So if you don't feed them, they're going to be really unhappy. So they push that craving thing.
Yeah.
So that is one of the reasons. Now, once again, no, that's just talking about like what's happening down here, but up here, the dopamine center, right? It's just like this thing you can't control. So I hate to say it, but staying away from, just like, no, we can't do it. You
Yeah,
just
like
got to
cold
stop.
turkey. Yeah.
You got it, like,
smoking, right.
for now, like honestly, like, I mean, and I'm not trying to say I'm not better than anybody. I have
Right.
just different struggles. I've been everywhere. Every single one of you's been, okay. Just so I'm just like a further along, right? This is it. But I couldn't even eat a devil dog. Like it would
Right.
not even taste good to me. Like Pringles, I have the memory of that being good. Yeah, of course they're conformed in the thing and they fit together and they go in that thing and they have the salt and they're so good, right? But now, like I haven't had them for maybe 5 years, but I'm like, it's like the thing mom would never buy. When you got them, they were super, super a treat. I can't, same thing. It's not like I don't like it. It's gross. Where before it was this Pringle, like I loved them,
Right.
you know, caramels and cream. Yeah, they were awesome. Like, especially that little
Yeah, they
cream
are
thing.
good.
I wouldn't be able, like, it like doesn't even do any good and plenty, like licorice, but no, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm trying to say is eventually you will learn. I'm not saying these things will never, but you'll just grow out of that. Now, peanut butter chocolate chip, no, I will still eat that. Like, I think that's wonderful. But like I was telling Joanne, like I had the dosa from last night and I'm like, oh, what am I going to do with this? Like, I'm like, I'm going to so I heated it up because I made it during the class. I heated it up. I put the peanut butter on it. I rolled it up and then I cut it into 3 pieces and I just had a piece.
Oh, that's my.
Back in the day, I
missed
might have-
that, what you guys did last night. I missed that meeting that you had last night. Yeah.
So I'll give, the recording should be up soon.
Okay,
so
good.
You
Oh,
can,
good.
it's a good one. So anyway, but that's where I've progressed to.
Okay.
I'm never gonna tell you that I don't like peanut butter. Like, you know, when I'm in Italy, I'm like, gosh, I can't believe I don't have peanut butter here. You know, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
Spain. Why is there no peanut butter here? It doesn't make sense. But learning to be able to have pieces of it. But the only way we can deal with that, it's because it's like food addiction. It's
Yeah.
It is. It
So we
totally
did
is.
so well last
So-
year, like you said, that woman was doing so
Yes,
good.
yeah,
Because we
yeah.
didn't have it for a long time.
But not only that, I would have been able to, you know, before recently, I would have been able to say no to any of that
Yeah, me
stuff,
too. Right.
any of that stuff. But now it's like, and it's even more than just peanut butter. It's like if it's crackers, because I want to dump the crackers in the
Yeah.
peanut butter. Okay, and or if it's pretzels or
Well,
I can't
same
even think off the
thing.
top. You know?
Pretzels are same thing. They're a processed food that's gonna spike. Now,
Yeah.
once, can I get personal? Can I ask you a personal question? Is your blood sugar elevated?
104.
Yeah, see, her blood sugar's elevated. So of course she's having trouble finding that person because that person isn't that person now. This is a person with
Yeah.
elevated blood sugars.
Mhm.
Elevated blood sugars, you're gonna have a lot more cravings when your blood sugar isn't controlled.
Yeah.
So yeah, your appetite's gonna be a lot more. You're not gonna know when you're satisfied, and then because of that, you think that you're hungry in a few hours, but you're really not. Your body's blood sugar just got a bit
Right.
low, and you need to eat. Like,
How'd you
it's-
do with your detox?
I did great, and then I just kind of slowly went away. I did really good when I first was on. I just don't know why I can't stick with anything.
Well, I know
You know,
why
I just
I'm
don't
not
know.
sticking to anything.
I don't know. I feel like there's like just so many bumps in the road. Like
Yeah,
even now, like because we're going, and I'm happy that we're going on vacation like next Monday, not this past next Monday. But then again, another bump in the road, and you know, I just feel like I'm just hitting so many.
yeah.
I don't know. I've got to.
But that's not like, it's really about perspective. Remember, we're here talking about
Okay.
affirmations. It
Okay.
really is about perspective. Like, we wake up in the day, like, you got to know, like, this, how is this day going to be? You got to own the day, right? We get up and we're doing these affirmations, and but we got to feel that passion. You got to know you're going on vacation. This is fabulous. You're going
know.
on the sea
I
in
know,
this
very
boat, and you're going to have food, access to all this food. It doesn't mean it's a bump. It means it's, you're going to go have fun with your daughter and your husband, and you can dance, you could gamble, you can relax, you can read books, you can go. But the thing is, if you're active, you don't need to gain a thing. You can eat, you can go get 5 desserts and eat a bite of them. You can practice
that's
what you've
true.
learned here and own it. But
The
That's-
last time we went, I didn't gain any weight. And then, but previous cruises, I would always gain like say 5 pounds in a week. Yeah.
But you said that with your affirmation. You said, I'm going away. I'm so excited. I'm going away, and I'm going to come back even
Right.
lighter than I went. And I was so active. I'm so happy. And that trip was a pivoting, changing point for me in my life. I feel like I'm back to that woman that I was last year.
Ooh, that's
Right.
good. That's
That's-
very good.
But that's what you have to feel that. Like, you
Okay.
have to know
Yeah,
that and
yeah.
own that, and even,
Mhm.
spell, like, I like to go find rocks, and especially when I'm struggling, I find a rock and I find a river, and I even if it's a little trickling stream, I just throw it in and make a wish, right? But
Okay,
we have to do that kind of stuff.
That's
to
good.
make it
that's really good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Those are good ideas and good thoughts. Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I was listening to Joanne, and Joanne, I was just wondering, because Georgia helped me the other day. I hadn't been taking the core, and my blood sugar obviously was spiking. And you did so well, Joanne. Are you still taking the core? And maybe that will help stop those cravings for the caramels and the Pringles and
I
things.
only took that during the detox.
Okay, but I mean, maybe you want to.
Detoxes, and I'm about to start one. I want to start another one soon. So I'm hoping that that's.
So that might be
Getting me
enough
back.
for you then, 1 month of
Right.
that. That might be.
She might not need it always, but it might help you get off of the binging.
Yeah.
It really helped me, Georgia, the last week by
Good.
taking core a lot. I mean, I can
Good.
see a
Good.
difference.
And I know that looks expensive, and I'm not devaluing that at all. It is expensive. However, it's like, I think if you added up the other foods that you eat, and it like is worth it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
honestly, if we continue this, it's like we just keep beating ourselves up. And the
Yeah.
more we beat ourselves up, like, you get sick. I mean, you do, like, I have to say, like, I haven't been as loving to myself recently, so yeah, I pulled the back out. I mean, some of this stuff's just stupid screenings, and we're having to deal with that. But what I'm saying is, the more we can love up on ourselves and really give that love,
Yeah.
the core is a good thing. Because if you don't do that, and you still, once again, beat up on yourself, you get sick. I know somebody that's taking like $750 medicine to control her appetite, where she could have bought a bottle of core and did that same
Wow.
thing pretty quickly, and not have the risk of thyroid cancer and the other things that go along with those weight loss drugs. Just kind of keep that in mind. And that was a great point, Carol. Thank you for sharing that. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of bring you my feed on those junky foods. As much as I wish in this world we could say, oh, just have a couple devil dogs and
It's
just
not,
put it all your go home and take your Pringles and put them all in little Ziploc snack bags and
Right.
then you're gonna be fine. It's not the way. You know what I mean? And then you're sitting there in front of 10 empty snack bags, like it doesn't work like that. But when you let it out of your body, you clean it out, I'm telling you, eventually you can eat things and not increase quantities,
Right.
my experience. But same thing, it's about affirmations. When you say, I can't eat that, I don't eat that, body's like, oh, I have to rebel. I want
Right,
that. I want
right.
that. I'm choosing. You have to be very careful with your words because your brain is a computer, right? I choose not to do that today, in 12 steps, that's what they do. Today, not forever. It's just today. And that's where you all need to be, just today, you don't need to be like, what did you started to do a really big one. I
Make healthy
always make healthy choices. To me, it's like, just keep banging myself with a pat on my head, no, it's not. We need to be, with affirmations, we need to be gentle. We need to be kind. We need to be compassionate, just as compassionate. And I know this group is very compassionate and cares for you're very compassionate to others. You need to take a mirror and give it right back to yourself, right? You just gotta keep doing it.
I know, that's my big problem. I worry about everybody else in the world.
So let's just fast forward. Just imagine 7 years down the road. Just imagine 7 years. If
God.
you keep doing this, so Andrew will be 7 years, he'll be 25. Okay.
Right.
Your husband will be, I don't know, however old he'll be.
72.
He'll be 72.
I'll be
And
61.
and you'll be 61. If you don't make these changes, Dawn, and you keep giving it all away, what's your life gonna look like?
Not bad.
Give me some more detail.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe an amputation or like a toe, blind. I don't know.
Yeah, like you're
Yeah.
right, kidneys starting to fail,
Yeah.
not achy, not really wanting to do anything, get out of bed, right? Like there can be just
Yeah.
everything's an effort,
Yeah.
could be upset, depressed. Like there's a lot that could actually happen.
Yeah.
So it's like we don't need to do everything. Like we all know that it sounds to me like your morning routine is growing. So that is great. Like you're starting to do the dancing, and we did the mindful movement last week. So we're doing a challenge that for 7 to 10 minutes. And I think that's a perfect number. We're doing either Tai Chi or yoga or dancing. So
7 to 10 minutes.
7 to 10
That's a
minutes,
great start.
At
That's
least
a
4
good
days, we're
start.
saying.
4 days a
week.
week.
Okay.
And it was
Every
great
single-
because, like maybe the weekend
That's
gets,
a great idea.
yeah, so
We started that when I was first with you. That's how we started. And that's when I started exercising every single day. And that was part of my morning routine. And I just got out of it, but that was very beneficial. Okay.
So I think that's a really good start. Now, let me ask, how was your day today? Let's take a little self-reflection. Because you did that, how was your mood? How did you feel in your body? How was your productivity?
Okay. I mean, at work, it was okay. But I just feel like lately I'm always in a bad mood.
Okay.
Do you feel better when you do the cha-cha or something?
Yeah,
Make
for a
you
little
feel fun?
bit. For a little bit. Yeah, and then I just go back. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm just aggravated all the time, And I bet you it's the sugar. It's the blood sugar.
How you doing with
Yeah,
water?
it's
Drinking water?
depressing. It's depression. Not great.
So,
I do water in the morning, but that's it.
okay, so depression. Now, see, that's the thing. Let's talk about this because this is a really big thing that a lot of people come in here and into the office and they want to like work on like weight loss, but they have this thing that's underneath
Yeah,
of called depression, right?
Yeah.
And you can't
it's bad.
work here without taking care of this. So
It's bad.
what are you doing for that? Like, do you have a therapist? Do you have
No.
tools?
No. I
Okay.
don't have to get one.
So that would be what I would put on my list
Yeah.
as something that can be really helpful.
Yeah.
Because a therapist, it gives you the ability to talk, you get to reflect what's going on,
Right.
you get tools to know how to deal with the depression.
Right.
Remember, untreated depression can be,
Yeah.
really, really bad, detrimental to not only, the thing is, I really am a believer that what we do goes out to other, you can't help anybody. I mean, you think
Right.
you are, but you're not. Like, you need to take all that focus and bring it into you.
Yeah.
The spotlight needs to go on Dawn for a bit.
Right.
And it doesn't mean always. Sometimes I know for me, when I'm down, it helps me to be helping others,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't, I just mean, in every part of the day, we need to shine a little love light on Dawn.
Yeah. Right.
So church, do you talk to anybody about your stuff?
No.
Okay. So that could be, we
Yeah.
know we have a dear friend in our group, right?
Right.
We can just
Yeah.
start to talk and make little changes.
Yeah.
But like, I'm so proud of you I was so happy to see that you did your thing. So happy. So the
It's
more,
fun.
that's
It
the
is.
thing. It's about consistency, right? Is the more we're consistent, just like you were consistent. You planned, you prepped, you ate that way, right? You were very consistent. Same with you, Carol, right? And then you saw results. But when we're this way one day, this way one week, and then this way, they're not, your results are going to be all
That's
over
right,
the place.
yeah.
There's no change. There's not going to be really any change. But it all starts with one thing. It starts with a decision. That's the thing. You got to make the decision.
Right.
This is what I want. And you got to be clear. What is it that you want? So I'm just going to go around and ask everybody, what is it you want, right? What is it you most want? I'm going to start with you, Lisa.
I want to be in a like normal weight range.
Okay, so let's phrase that better. You want to be in your right size body, or?
Yes, okay, I want to be in the body I feel best in.
I like
Okay,
that.
there you go.
Okay.
That's what I want.
And so what does that give you when you're in the body that you feel best in?
Well, then I have energy and I have confidence and I feel good.
Okay, so when I'm in the body that I feel good with, I have energy, I have confidence, and I feel good.
Mhm. Okay, that's it. What did I say again?
I forget.
Bring that back.
I want
When I'm in the body that I
the
feel,
body I feel best in.
yeah, that I feel best in. Joanne, what is yours?
I want to be proud of myself for making choices that maximize my health in all areas of health, I have to condense this, but I have more time. I want to be as healthy as I can be for as long as I live, which is hopefully a long time. So I want to feel like I'm making the right choices for myself now, whether it's exercises, food, sleep, like what I think, what I say, what I do. I want to try to maximize my health in all aspects of life.
I like that. So what I heard there is like, I want to live my best life for longevity. I want to make choices. I want to, yeah, and that makes perfect sense. But like, I see you looking at the whole person. So that's like your deepest desire. Yeah, that's a great one. What about you? What's your deepest desire?
I guess I want to be happier and healthier.
Mhm, mhm. And sometimes it's so overwhelming, right? And that's why I feel like you're all are getting in those canoes or you're going upstream, right?
Well,
You're
in
just going-
May, it was, we were in the middle of the cleanse and I was doing really well, and then my sister died. And I thought I was using it as an excuse for a while, but I just really can't.
So
snap
Dawn, you're
out of it.
grieving and
Yeah.
this is so normal. Like
Yeah.
it's so normal. You lost your sister,
Yeah,
right? She was
yeah,
your connection,
Yeah.
like she was your family, right?
Yeah.
Like and grieving can take a long time. There's many
Yeah,
different
yeah.
stages. And I mean, I know for me, when I lost my father, it wasn't right away. It was like kind of like, oh, like surreal. It wasn't real. And then it took
Yeah.
several months. And then so it's
Yeah.
hasn't been that long.
And as we get closer to Thanksgiving, it's hard because I was going to Florida to be with her for Thanksgiving. And, we can't. So it just,
Yeah.
That's hard to- that's
yeah,
hard.
it's hard.
And that's another thing, like there's grieving support groups,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, but the thing is, like, part of you, if I want to be happy and healthy, you gotta do those things. You
Yeah.
can't like, they don't just
It's
go
not just gonna
away.
happen. Right.
It doesn't. They have to drive some of it.
Yeah.
Or the other thing is we ask for help,
Yeah.
right? Like we
Yeah.
have to, when we know that we can't do it
Yeah.
ourselves.
Right.
Carol, what is your deepest desire?
I want to have a healthy body that I can enjoy my life and sort of like Joanne, live a long life. And two things, Dawn, you grieve, you get over it, and then you grieve 3 years later, something will happen and it'll bring
Yeah.
memory and you feel really upset about. Yesterday on the boardwalk, I mean, my mom was 94 and it was a blessing. She fell asleep at the end of her life when she did. And she was such a character. And I just laughed so many times when I think of her. But yesterday on the boardwalk, I saw a mom and a daughter and I just started to cry. And this was out of the blue. And I mean,
Yeah, it hit you. Yeah.
yeah, it hits you. And mom's been dead 4 years now. And I mean, more times than not, I just think of something and laugh because of something she would say. And I mean,
Right.
and she had a wonderful life. And, but I mean, so you just never know when that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But another thing, elementary school friends were getting together next Monday for lunch. And I haven't seen them
Oh,
in years. And oh my goodness, and I haven't talked to them for a while. Well, the one smoked and she's on 30% of her lung capacity, and the other had like all these knee replacements and this replacements. And I'm thinking, heck, I'm doing great. So
Great.
go on, continue. I mean, not that I'm this healthy, but I'm thinking, I'm doing great. And I want doing better, not worse. I don't want to go down the road where, all the problems they have. So,
exactly.
yeah. So, and that's my biggest goal. I want to be healthy and live, a healthy existence and not, go for this and go for that to the doctors. So
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
that is definitely my,
Great.
and
Thanks, Carol.
I went backwards. I've gained weight back and I don't feel nearly as healthy as I did even
Right.
6 months ago. So, but I'm getting back on track. Yes.
Okay, so what you want most is to enjoy life, have longevity, and just have the health that you desire.
Yes. Yep.
Heidi, hello.
Hi, Heidi.
Hi, Heidi.
Hi, Heidi.
How are you?
How you feeling?
I'm sore. I had surgery yesterday and I don't feel myself. So,
Sorry.
but I wanted to jump in and I didn't want to, I'm feeling great.
Well, that's okay. Today is really it's like a really truth session. It's affirmations for success is the topic, but we're really just recognizing where we're struggling and just trying to get it out so we can move forward and through it. So you're at the perfect place.
Okay.
So what You had surgery on your wrist?
On my, yeah, I had carpal tunnel surgery yesterday. It's been going on for a decade. And I finally just got tired of it. It was an interesting surgery because I was awake. So,
Oh,
yeah, I don't know if I'd opt for a local again. But anyway, it went fine. So I'm out for like 7 weeks and now I need to take care of myself.
oh, good.
Good.
Mhm.
What about
Yeah.
last week? You said you were dizzy.
Oh my gosh, yes, I had a spell. I'm just falling apart at the seams, to tell you the truth. Um, it was weird. I have a lot of stress at work, and then I have I'll just leave it as I'm a Pisces and I have 3 Leos that I live with. So I don't know if anybody's a Leo. I
I am.
apologize okay. Okay. Anyway, the 3 Leos I live with me is my husband, my mother, and my grandson. So it's an interesting situation. But anyway, so I don't know, I just felt dizzy, and I went to sleep and then I got up. It was similar to me getting up when I had my episode in 19. So I was kind of freaked out about it because I was dizzy. But the room was spinning, it wasn't me. So, and I couldn't shake the feeling. And I went by ambulance to the hospital and they couldn't find anything wrong. Thank goodness. My heart's great and everything else is great. My lungs are great. I got tested for a posterior stroke as well because my symptoms were slurred speech and, just having a hard time. So, and plus the wait at the hospital was very interesting. That's another day. But anyway, so they diagnosed me with vertigo and gave me medication to take. So I haven't taken it. I've taken it.
Meclizine?
Yes.
Yes, I have that.
Do you?
Need any? I have it.
No, thank you. It doesn't do well with me anyway. I'm very sensitive to meds. So that helped at the time at the hospital. But when I had to take it here, when I felt dizzy, like I started to feel dizzy, so I took it right away and went to bed because that's what it does. It just puts me to sleep. So I haven't taken it. I've only taken it like 3 times. They only gave me 10 pills. So
Okay.
so I don't, everything else looks good as far as, tests goes and things like that. So, but I know it's stress and I know it's overdoing it and I know it's not me taken care of. So in these 7 weeks, I'm going to be sleeping more, which I really need that.
That's good. So our question right now that we're working on is, what is it that you most desire in your world? So state yourself in a positive, what you really want.
Oh, what I really want? Okay. Well, I want to be healthy again. I want to feel good again. And I don't want to be the caretaker for everybody but me. So I need to put myself first. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, so I would just like to want to live my best life, my healthiest life.
I like that. That's great.
So
Okay.
thanks to you for
Now,
the teaser. I just wanted to say, Dawn, I'm really sorry that you're going through a hard time. When we lose people, I still, same thing. Still think of a couple people around this time. Talked about it yesterday. It was very interesting. So we're all there. I get it.
Yeah, thanks.
so now we're just going to take a moment. You can have, a piece of paper and a pen and just start to think of an effort. Actually, I'm going to have a go through. I want you to see a couple of affirmations actually. So we'll go back to this as our project, but you could start to think about what your affirmation that's going to help you move through and accomplish what you desire in your life, right? So I'm going to just move a little forward. So do we all know who Louise Hay is?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, Louise Hay has written lots of good books. She's got Hay House Publishing. So Hay House Publishing is like all the amazing self-help books you could ever imagine, and kids books and workbooks and even courses and you name it. But so she is an amazing, to me, she's passed on, gosh, now is it probably 2 or 3 years? Yeah, so she just transitioned not too long ago. But she's written a book and she talks a lot about affirmations and how they can heal your life. So there's different ones, and I do have the book here if anybody wants to look at it and see a little bit more. So basically, we as humans are all responsible for our experiences. Every thought we think is creating our future. And all of our power is always in the present. So being really careful of allowing yourself to be in that mode of blah, right? We need to charge ourselves. That's why we do the morning routines. The morning routines energize us, right? They give us power. That's why we don't want to hang out with negative people. We want to hang out with people that are going to inspire us and empower us, not people that are going to, oh, I have to be around them again. They're just so draining, right? We want to do work that we like and that we enjoy. So that's part of this. And then we need to learn to love ourselves. Really, it's never, remember, read that green book that we have, right? The Marianne Williamson book. That's got a lot of good information. If you need to, we've gotten through the first 3 sessions. Go back to those 3, maybe start to work on 4. It's amazing because it's not about the weight. It's about us not loving ourselves and having that compassion for ourselves. Remember, the more we can love ourselves and be able to say yes to me, that everything works. It just does. It always does. Not going to say that there isn't tough times, but even in tough times, I know you can be in one moment you're laughing and then you're crying. It can really go, as long as you allow yourself to feel. And that's the other thing. I grew up in a house, you weren't allowed to show your feelings. Wasn't acceptable. No, don't cry. Just be quiet, right? Of course I love you. Do I need to tell, that's what was in my around. So we all have something like that, whatever it was that. So believe it or not, that turns into a deep belief. So we have to literally change that. We have to know that how taking care of ourselves and loving ourselves and changing those inner core beliefs is key. Anybody have anything to say about that? If you want to input, or can you relate?
Totally can relate.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So now it's really important that we feel our feelings. And I think more now than ever, I'm learning to do that. Like Carol said, when you have that feeling of loss of somebody that you love, you can't help it. When you get older, you can't help it. You just cry. You just cry. You're not going to hold it back, right? It just happens. But then you see a puppy dog or a little kid playing and you're laughing, right? But then somebody cuts you off and you're angry, but you need to feel all these things. You don't need to. That's what I think happens a lot. We get angry because somebody did something, but we don't let it go. It's we have to say, okay, time to release. And we need to, it's Abraham. Okay, so there's a book I have in the other room by Abraham Hicks, and she's got all these different processes to help move through life. And she calls one called segment intending. So it's called pivoting. So when we're doing something, I'm getting in the car right now and this is all I'm doing. It's great. I'm going to just drive here and I hope I get there safely. I'm at work right now. Leave back all the relationship issues and the traffic. I'm at work. I'm here to serve. I'm here to be well, right?
And I can control what's in front of me. I can't control.
Right. We have to keep leaving things behind, release that person. We heard something, gotta learn, just release it, because believe it or not, the more we keep doing that,
I was just picturing like when you get off an elevator, then the doors close behind you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's where the stuff should be.
Yeah.
But
And
that's
then it's gonna go up or
literally,
down. and it'll be
Leave it in
totally-
the elevator.
Or I
Right.
think in that book that you had us suggested that we read, something said that when a thought comes in your mind, wrinkle it up and throw it out of your head.
I like that.
I like that too, and I try to practice that because I think it's good, but I think I think it will take many
Yes.
years so that you're an expert
To
at that,
learn
because
that.
the stuff still comes.
Yeah.
And
you
it
know, and
keeps
then
you
you
up
wrinkle
at
it up
night.
and
Yeah,
throw
I
it-
can't
yeah, me
sleep
too.
because it keeps
Me
going.
too.
Yeah. I perseverate. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But the more we're able to say, I'm going to sleep now, and my sleep routine, we did a thing last week, Thursday night. You were there on sleep. Were you there? No, you weren't there. On TLS, we have our TLS class.
No.
Okay. Well, anyway, we did a thing on sleep, but so same thing, pivot, and like I have my sleep routine. I don't use this before bed, right? Because that energizes your brain,
Right.
not learning. So we don't, I'm leaving these behind. Maybe we write down all the things we have to do. Maybe we write down all the things that are bothering us. And then we pray, hey,
Yeah.
please do this for me. I thank you. I'm going to release this to you. And I'm just going to go to sleep because I need to heal. Right.
Yeah.
And then you deal with it tomorrow. Right. Like that's the thing. We think we need to take care and do
Right
everything.
now. Right. Right now.
It is really good to
Right
write
now.
things down that are on your
Yes.
mind when you're sleeping. I even have a pad by my bed, so if like I wake up in the middle of the night and I think of
Yeah.
something, I just jot it down. Even if I'm half asleep, I jot it down, but I'm able to go back to sleep.
That's great.
Because I'm like, I'll think about it in the morning.
That's great. I
Yeah,
love
it is
that. That's a
really-
great
It's really
technique.
good. It really is
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Anybody in the virtual world have anything they want to share before we move on? Okay. Okay, so how do they help? They help us with our challenges and they help overcome that self-sabotage that we do and that negativity that we have. Just like I said, the more we criticize ourselves, like we're hurting ourselves in so many ways, right? It only contributes to our own demise, laziness and procrastination. So when we're having difficulty, because sometimes guess what? Things aren't rainbows and it's hard to go from like feeling like despair, right? To feeling happy and blissful. It's like really hard. It's kind of like the same thing. They're like, we call them like stages of emotion. So like imagine like different steps. We couldn't imagine that we would go from despair to bliss. Like if there was, we couldn't jump to the top, right? We have to kind of go through like anger is better than despair, and you kind of move, you want to move up. So using an affirmation, I'm willing to let go, I'm willing to release whatever that is. You use that'll help you. So I love that one, always using that in the middle. I'm for me, I use an affirmation. I'm willing to release a relationship that is not deeply mutually appreciative, right? Like that was my affirmation, because for a long time I wasn't ready to I'm still working there, but I'm closer than I was, right? I'm moving in that direction. So, but I love that. I am ready to release and using that because sometimes it's not easy just to have that complete positivity. I am worthy of the very best in life, and I now allow myself to accept it. And that's a big one, using that one. I am worthy, because down below everything, we usually have certain beliefs. Either I'm not enough, I don't deserve love, I'm not worthy. Like we usually have one of those core beliefs that, believe it or not, affects why we're not feeling on track, right? And that's where we have to go inside and know you are worthy. You are enough. You're perfect just the way you are. You really are. And when you allow that, your body will choose the foods it wants to. But the first point needs to be not struggling to eat good, not struggling not to drive into the Dollar General. It's like, I am enough. I'm worthy. I got this, right? I'm going to live this life that, back to what each of you said, I'm going to live this life because I want to feel good. Because we just talk about this all the time. Life's short, right? Like, let's think about it. Most of us are, 50, maybe 60, right?
Right.
So how many, reality wise, how many years can we have most, max? 50, 40, 30, it could be tomorrow, right? We don't know. So we want to make it the best we can make it. We don't want to take time sabotaging and not loving up on ourselves, right? It's not worth it.
Right.
You deserve better than that.
Yeah.
And it's not, it really, honestly, it's not that hard. It's pretty simple. It's really is. It's pretty simple, but you got to stop beating up on yourself. That's the past, right?
Right.
Imagine you could start, like, watch the thoughts that come in, like even tonight, what came in. It's like your walk around life. That's what's happening. You have big bags of sand and weights and trash and garbage that you walk along with yourself. But if you can let them go, or even just imagine these scissors, boop, 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 and you're free. You're free. But that was the past. All you're looking forward is going. The past helped you become who you are, but it's not who you are. You're more than that. That's a lot of that's illusion that you've been carrying around.
And part of the past was last year. Good. That was good.
Yeah.
But that past is one of those, to me, I always use them as like, is a strength to be able to know, if I did that, I can do that. If I quit smoking, I can do that. If I got that job, I can do this. Of course I could. If I did it before, I could do it again, right? And that's amazing.
I know. I just have to believe that. I have to, you're right. I have to make that my mindset. If I did it once, you can do it again. But don't you think that's a hard thought? I think that's a hard thought. For me, it's a hard thought.
Okay, that's why it's okay. So maybe what are you trying? What's a hard thought? Let's go.
That I let it go past me. I didn't continue with it. Do you know what I
Oh,
mean?
so you're beating yourself up
Yeah.
because you and you're still
Yeah.
holding on. See, there's your
Yeah.
that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. You're not releasing that of like, I didn't keep with it. I gained
that's
this weight
exactly right.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so just let it go.
You
Just let it go.
gotta.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta, because
It's a hard thing. I have a hard time. I think when it's got to.
this is the deal. Like, we could, but you'll never, ever, ever have what you desire.
Baggage.
There we go. I love it. Yay! Lisa! You will continue that. If you do that, you'll never, ever, you're just going to give up and you're just going to beat up on yourself.
Yeah,
It's
I
better
can't
just-
do that. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, you just have to let that go. And like Joanne said, that is a strength that you had of the past. Like
Right.
that is,
So
it's
build
been-
upon that strength.
if you
Bring
did
it
it
back.
before, you can do it again,
Yeah.
but you're not trying. Can I be honest with you?
Yes.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm not, it's not always easy. Okay.
Okay.
You were very much like, I would go over mindful eating and yoga and stuff. You were very much in a very restrictive way of being. You were
was.
not allowing yourself to embrace all the aspects. This is my observation.
Okay.
You were just, okay, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this is it. And you had a laser focus. You were so laser focused. But this wasn't about self-compassion and love.
Okay.
That's where you need to bring this into.
So
That's
that's
all.
why I lost that. Okay.
This is it. Like, figuring out, sometimes it's I love and approve of myself. It's that
Mm.
simple. Like, that is like
Yeah.
one of my
Mm.
favorite ones. I love and approve of myself. Hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, because it's like you can go this and what are the teachers gonna think? I haven't seen that person,
Yeah,
that
I
doctor, and oh my gosh, and I was here, and look, I'm a failure. You're not a failure.
Yeah.
Absolutely, not at all. We went through the hardest time that we've ever had to go through in our lives.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And now I'm finding this is another great awakening, right? This is another opportunity for us to really, really hone into what's most important to us in this world. This is that opportunity. For you, yeah, it's all about that. More love, more compassion.
Okay. I think you hit the nail on the head. I was extremely laser focused and maybe I didn't bring in everything else that I need to bring in. That's good. That's especially good
Sounds like a
because
school teacher.
seriously, that's especially a good thought because I have my doctor's appointment on Monday and I don't want to go in feeling defeated. So this
Right.
is good. This is really good. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, like you don't need to explain everything, you know. Guess what? The statistics are there. People like they lose weight, they gain weight, they lose weight, they
Yeah.
gain weight. And we could do that our whole lives until we change the focus. It's not about the food, right? It's just
Right.
not. Joanne
Right.
said it like, and look, it's just very, very reflective, always has been. She's like, it was really about worrying about my father. Like
Right.
it's really, it's always like, I mean, let's really be honest. Like
Yeah.
sometimes we're eating for comfort, we're eating to numb ourselves. Come on, like
Right.
we
Yeah.
really do that. We're not resting, we're overdoing, we're not taking care of ourselves, we're not creating, we're not literally saying, I want to accomplish this or I want to do this, I want to feel these feelings. Like, do you wake up and say, I want to feel good? Like
No.
all of you just said, I want to, this is what I really want, but are you waking up and saying, I want to feel good today? Nothing is more important than I feel good.
No, I don't.
But that's the mantra. That is the mantra. Nothing is more important. Like for me, today, my husband was taking Rishi to the Fairmount Park, right? And, you know, I got up in enough time. I left my time that I could take her for a walk. And there was a tendency, you know, I did my yoga and I was like, I don't really need to take her because he's going to take her. I'm like, whoa, you do that for you. You don't do
Right.
that for the dog. Get and I showed you that picture that I'll show you all this picture that I was able to see because I did my thing, you know.
That's nice.
Look, that's what I saw this morning when I got to the bottom of my driveway.
Oh, that's beautiful.
See,
Yeah.
but that told me, and that was just a thought, like it was just a moment of a thought, but I know enough to know that my day is based on these certain things. I've learned about myself, what is going to create a good day, because there, I talked to God, I talked to my father, I talked to my grandmother, right? I talk to the nature, right? I talk to my dog, right? I get a chance to have all these things. I get to think about all today. I got to think about what was going to happen with you all. So that's part of me, but you can't be me. You have to be you, but you have to be able to disciplined enough to be able to do what's good for you, right? And be able to, because guess what? In the moment, it's always easy to say, choose that easy one. Right? It is. But if we keep doing that easy one, then we never get to these things that you all said, your true desires. You gotta but you don't need to do everything. You just have to 1 degree shift and make that decision. I choose to live for my healthy, good life, right? I live for that. Nothing is more important than I feel good, right? I just love that.
Very good.
Okay, so we're going to find an affirmation. We're going to do this. And basically, you're just going to choose one affirmation that really is charged. Okay, we're going to be really clear and we're going to make sure that you leave here and it's not charged. Uh-oh. Let me go back. Okay, so this is really small. Sorry about this. Basically, there's Louise has a little book, and like I said, you can look through the book. I just pulled a couple different things there. There's also the scan code to this guy. He's just a guy, you know, he's got a website. He took her book and he put the stuff there. So the website is right there. If you want to take a photo of this QR code, then you can use that. But it's basically the flow guy. You find his Louise Hay. So basically it's everything. But I just pulled up, pretend you had a lower back issue. So I trust the process of life. All I need is always taken care of. I am safe. Digestion, say you get bloated, say you're having diarrhea, this is a broad one, but life agrees with me. I assimilate the new every moment of every day. All is well. I love that one. All is well right now. I use that one all the time. All is well right now. Feeling anxious, all is well right now. I just, constantly use this to reprogram myself. Fatigue. Fatigue is this. This is really key. I am enthusiastic about life and filled with energy, enthusiasm. This is a good one for somebody that's tired all the time. Wait, I'm at peace with my own feelings. This is you. This is you right there.
Yeah.
Like, I am not at peace because I feel like I was a failure because I lost 60 pounds and now I've gained some of it back, right? Instead, I'm a success because I still
I
am
know.
committed. I continue to go to meetings. I continue to eat healthy foods, right? I continue to go to the doctor and keep my doctor's appointments as much as they're painful. I still do it. Like, you have a lot that you,
Yeah. I
I'm
know.
brave, I'm courageous. I taught in my home children of special ed
year.
for a
Oh my
year.
I
That's
didn't
true.
do that.
You did all that.
I know, it's true. It's
That's
true.
amazing.
It's very true. Yeah, I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I really did.
And you do it with such, grace. So you have so much more success you're giving yourself. You need to own your feeling. It's okay to get angry. It's okay to get sad, right? And that's the thing. Don't know what your background is, if that was like you weren't allowed to feel any of those feelings, but it's okay,
Yeah,
It's
no, that's
okay.
good.
Like, that's the thing. Mia, she falls down. I could count 50 times every time I'm with her. She constantly falling down. But she doesn't give up and say, no, I'm not going to walk anymore. I'm not going to run. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
She
Right.
continues, she gets up, she looks, she continues on, right? It's same thing. But for some reason, we feel we turned 18,
Right.
no more. You can't fall down, you can't make a mistake, right?
Right.
And it's not like that. Like, we can make as many, guess what? If you don't try, like, I think that, same with me, with my business. I made a million mistakes, but do I give up? No, I keep trying. I just
Right.
keep trying,
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
great.
the way it teaches you resiliency, right? And,
And you
eventually
learn from your mistakes too.
you
Yeah.
learn and you
And then you
become,
move forward.
and other people are learning. That's the other thing. Other people are learning, like, we think because we're American, I think we think we need to be so independent instead of more interdependent and community focused. And I think that hurts us because I think we learn from one another by watching each other, and it's okay. So what I'm trying to say, sometimes we think it's happening to us, right? It's happening for us, for others. Like, and that's what we need to remember. Like, who knows? You could be going through this to help your daughters in their future life.
Yeah,
Right?
maybe, right?
You don't know.
Mhm.
You don't know, but we know it's part of the plan, right? Okay, so wait, I am at peace with my own feelings. I am safe where I am. I create my own security. That's a really good one. And I love and improve of myself. Yes, so that's my favorite one.
I keep getting up.
And I'll just put this so
That's
you
cool.
see this guy if you wanted to see his website come up. So
I just got it and
you did it through the
I-
QR
yeah, I
code.
didn't do that.
And so, but you could see he's got he's got advertisements on his website, but that's why he has her book up there, but you could just go back to that. But now I'm gonna stop my share. We're gonna just go back to, just put us here.
She's half asleep. Poor thing.
No, I'm not asleep.
No, not you. She's talking about Heidi. All right.
I was asleep. No, I'm not asleep. I'm looking at all of you guys. I can't, I've
Aw.
been able to see myself.
Oh,
So
Okay.
now we're all back
Okay.
together without a PowerPoint. So we're gonna kind of give ourselves the affirmation. So let's just take a few minutes. If you find that you have one, you might start today writing. We have a bunch of paper here. You might write a bunch of them, but our challenge today is to find the one that really feels good for you today. Like, there might have been a bunch of them like that you're gonna pull and use, when you're going through periods of anxiety or feeling fatigue or feeling bloated. You can use different ones, but we're gonna leave that one that feels really good for us to read for 3 days. And if I'm here, if you want to discuss something, but right now we'll just have some quiet and you can choose an affirmation. Does anybody have, and I'm not stopping you, if you want to keep writing, you can, but does anybody have one that really like hits home, just in case if anybody wants to? Because you all have pretty much similar desires.
I really liked, actually copied one of them because I thought it was really hit home. The one, I am willing to release the need to be unworthy. I am worthy of the very best in life. And I now allow myself to accept it. I really like that because I don't think we feel we're worthy of it. That's why we keep slipping back.
Yeah,
I
that's a
really
deep,
like-
that's one of those deep beliefs. And if you can keep working on that, that's gonna be absolutely, because you
Yeah.
are worthy of it for sure.
Everybody is. Yeah.
Everybody is.
But
and
we don't
that's our
feel that we are.
birthright. Mhm.
Yeah.
That's great, Carol. Thank you for that. Can you read it again, just in case if somebody didn't copy that down?
It says, I am willing to release the need to be unworthy. I am worthy of the very best in life. And I now lovingly allow myself to accept it. I really like that, because you're saying you're unworthy, but you are worthy, and the very best is your health. I mean, you can put anything in there for the very best in life. That is very powerful
I love that.
for me. Mhm.
That's great. Thank you. Anybody else have one they feel like, yeah, want to work with?
Yeah, I kind of picked that too, Carol. I still want to consolidate it a little more, but I put ideas that I like right now. I love and approve of myself. I am worthy of my healthiest life. And I lovingly allow myself to create it, I put.
Mm.
I am enthusiastic about life, because I like that one. And my last one is, I am proud of my choices of nourishing food, positive interactions, and uplifting activity. I want to get more specific about the healthy choices. So I want to make, I'm proud of
Do you
my,
feel that your interactions, are you, do you feel like that is like is it a downstream or is it an upstream for you? Like your interactions with people, like your
Oh, like,
positive.
I'm pretty good with that now, but I want to keep reminding myself how proud
How
I am
important-
that I'm doing that. Like I'm putting
Okay.
myself in positions of
Mhm.
positivity.
Okay.
And uplifting activity is another way to say like exercise, like moving things.
I
that
know,
do
I love that
that's
uplifting activity. Exactly, because exercise, right? It increases neurotransmitters, it increases serotonin, right? It just improves mood, decreases depression. So yeah, that's great.
And
Uplifting activity.
similar, I have a similar experience to your wanting to walk the dog because it's for you. I stopped my morning walking because I started doing a Bible study every morning with a group on Zoom for an hour. And because I thought, oh, that's new. I want something new, and but now I don't walk first thing in the morning. And I miss that because I did of all the same reasons that you do.
Mhm.
I need to get up earlier, I think, because I want to do the other thing. too.
And you know what? Everybody always talks about like daylight savings times to be. I feel like I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I got more. I feel like I have more time because now it's later, and I have. It's like, I don't know, it used to be 7. Now it's 6, and it's light. So I feel great. I'm happy with it. It's like
Yeah.
a good
I
situation.
like it light early. I do. I
Me
like
too.
that.
Like
Mhm.
it's awesome because I feel like, oh, now I can get up at 6. I'm good. But before it was like 7, and then I feel like you, like, feel it or not, it's like those things we don't even know we're doing. Like I feel like, oh, I'm so lazy. I'm getting up at 7, but I've always been like that. I don't like to get up before it's. I mean, I can get up a little
Yeah.
bit, but I don't like too much to get up too early, like before.
Well,
So,
that's dark,
but
yeah.
it's okay if I wake up at 7, but 6, I'm like, yeah, that's a good time. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. I do. I get it.
So, okay, so you shared yours. Dawn, do you have any that you like?
I like these. So you want me to read the whole thing?
If you'd like.
I keep getting up. I am a survivor. I am happy and healthy. I'm strong and determined. I think that's
That's the one.
the one. I love myself. I am worthy of a healthy existence. I think
That's
this
really
one. What are you doing?
Okay, so yeah, you are a survivor, but I desire more from you than that. Like I desire you to be a thriver, not a survivor, right?
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
Thriver.
I'm a driver, not a
Cause like,
survivor.
yeah, that's been your, like, it's like almost survivors, it's like, yeah, I'm a survivor, but you're more than that, Dawn. You're much more than that. You know, from the moment I talked with you the first time and really got to know you, it's like, your story is like, you're more than a survivor, you are a thriver. And that's the thing, like, you have to stop downplaying yourself. You're
know, I
so,
do
you're
that.
so powerful.
I do that. Yeah.
All right, so Heidi, what about you? Did you come up with ones that you like?
Well, I took some from here in my office because I'm not really able to write right now.
Oh yeah,
I'm
right. I
limited,
got you.
so I kind of put a couple together that are absolutely, well, perfect. So apparently they were in my face in different parts of my desk. So okay, so Forgiving makes me feel light and free.
Oh, what a good one. I love that.
Giving.
I release all dis-ease from my body and welcome health, love, and happiness into my life.
Can you read the second one again?
I release all disease from my body and welcome health, love, and happiness into my life.
I love that. That's really
good one.
nice. That's a really good one.
And then the last part of it is something that I got in a bag when I bought my rose quartz sphere. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And okay, so I have it on here because I pulled it out of the little paper bag and it says, that's the last part of it is, I'm amazing. So all of these together, that is my affirmation.
I love, beautiful.
Thank you.
And Lisa, what about you?
I came up with some, and some are repeats of what other people said, but they're just very good ones. I love and approve of myself. I'm at peace with my own feelings. I choose to eat healthy food today. I accept myself. I have the strength to achieve my desires. I am worthy of the very best life. And then I just wrote down what Heidi just said. I think what I'm going to stick for right now is I love and approve of myself.
Mm,
I
That's
think,
great.
I like
think-
I accept myself too.
yeah, I think I haven't gone that route before. Everything is always geared towards like food and eating healthy is like seemed to be what I'm, or many times what my affirmation is. So maybe I'm gonna try a different route this time.
I love it. Thank
Yeah.
you for being open. I appreciate that.
That's what I
Thank
think I'm
you.
gonna do.
That's
Because
great.
already when I read this, I feel a little pep in my step, you know?
Good.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and so this is the deal. We read them. We can, we can put them in our calendar. We can put them on our phone. We can hang them on our bathroom mirror. But the thing is, we want to be able to have them front and center. If you take these and just, if I just file it in here, what's the point? It's not gonna, like, it's kind of like a waste of what we talked about. Remember, our time is valuable, so like, let's make the best of it. So Heidi, I know you can't do this. I know Carol, you may be able to, but take the one and write it out, and make it pretty if you can. We have some markers here. We're using some paper.
I'm just gonna, it's already on a really pretty thing, so I'm just gonna kind of tape it up.
That's beautiful. Yep, we don't need you to do anything to hurt your little wrist is the word I'm using for.
I'm perpetually raising my hand. I have to keep it like this all the time, so it's like I feel like I'm always raising my hand.
So you're not raising your finger.
Which one would that be? This one?
Oh,
Or that
yeah.
one?
Boom, boom.
Yeah, I've been doing that all day too.
Good for you. Oh, duh.
Heidi, can you read that second one again? Because I want to write that one down. I like it.
Okay, ready?
Uh-huh.
I release all disease or dis-ease, same thing,
I like that one.
Yeah, that's really good.
from my body and welcome health, love, and happiness into my life.
That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody want one of these?
That's so
Bring
good.
in
So good.
brown.
So I want you, Heidi, after I heard what you said, like you made a thing, and I want you to catch yourself. If you say, when you're telling a story to somebody else, maybe that was just for us, but just want you to be careful when you're speaking to yourself or to others. When you said, I am falling apart at the seams, Instead, I want you to use that affirmation. I release all dis-ease from my body and welcome health, love, and happiness into my life. So you can use that and speak that. And believe it or not, when we speak affirmations to others, like people are like, whoa, but everything about that is powerful. So
You
we
got
want to be
it.
careful of the stories we tell others and ourselves. So I thank you for joining me this evening. I hope tonight was helpful, and will
Absolutely.
you continue. This is one that we don't just do once. We always revisit this, especially when we're having difficulties and we feel like we're holding, getting stuck. Go back to this. Go back to using affirmations, because they really help change.
They work. They work. They do. I know.
Feel
Just
better,
slide down the
honey.
slide a little bit, have to climb back up the ladder.
Exactly. Yep. See that, Lisa?
Mhm.
See, that's all. It's all we have to do. We just keep doing it. So we've all been there. Like we all been there. We just have to start over and be a baby again, right? And just love. So next week we get to meet again.
Okay,
Healthy
cool.
for the holidays. So we're gonna do it again. So if I could ask everybody, and if it's not I'd rather you read your affirmations, but just to bring a recipe that you enjoy for the holidays. Like I said, it doesn't have to be written out. Just bring something that you share, or another healthy thing that you do or tradition that you can bring to share. Okay. And at the same time, if you have a struggle or an obstacle that the holidays present for you, bring that and we're going to solve that as well. Okay.
Excellent.
Physically bring the food? Are you talking?
No, don't bring the food, just bring the recipe.
And it has to be healthy. It has to be a healthy.
Turkey in here.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't have to be healthy. I just want to like learn about you all, and it doesn't have to be healthy. Remember, like even, I mean, I don't even know how I'm going to say this, but my daughter is wanting this recipe made from my Aunt Barbara, who is a raging alcoholic, by the way, but anyway, crazy. But she made this macaroni and cheese that was made with Velveeta, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, with like tomatoes. And my daughter was like asking for that recipe. I'm like, I'm burning that recipe before I die. I'm not letting you have that access to that recipe. So anyway, so just of course, nothing can be worse than that. As long as you don't bring a Velveeta thing, it's fine.
No, it's just like it's a pumpkin bread, like a pumpkin ribbon bread. So it's got some
Bring it.
cream.
We want to see it for sure. That's great. All right. Well, everybody take care of yourselves. Love yourself. Have compassion. It was really wonderful to be together.
It was very nice.
Thank
It was
you.
very nice.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Good weekend,
Bye.
everybody.
I got
Bye-bye.
it.
Oh, leave.